Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Bets Golden. Today I'm going to be playing on a 12 by 14 gel press plate. I was inspired by these napkins that I get from my school. I'm a teacher and I just love those little jagged edges. I'm also going to be playing on this tissue paper that I got out of a package. I thought that would be fun to clean the plate with. Who knows what we end up with. And then also from there, I have been eating a lot of these little quail eggs, so I thought that would be a really cool thing to pop down, as well as the large egg container from Easter. So I'm going to be using those things, as you can tell, totally inspired by trash. And then, of course, I have my bucket of trash, or my red Solo cups, and all of those fun bubble wraps. I am using some Paint by Art by Marlene. I thought that these colors would be lovely against my hand towels. So I decided to opt for those browns and greens. Everything I'm using is listed down below, so make sure that you go ahead and check it out. All right, so not real sure how this is going to take, but boy, do I really love the end results of all of these prints. I'm not really squirting in any random order. I decided to use these paints because I really did like the fine tip on them, and I thought that it would be kind of fun to blend them through and make a mess and squirt them everywhere. And so that is exactly what I'm doing. Now, I do live in a dry area, so I had to work a little bit quickly once I started to roll everything out. And you're going to see how lovely that all blends together. I am moving pretty fast on this because I want to make sure I get a good pull. But I want to just smash in the bottom of that egg container. I don't know why. I just thought it'd be really cool. And it didn't exactly give me the results that I thought it would. So I probably won't be using these types of materials on my gel plate again, but I was definitely inspired by recycling and upcycling, I should say. And so I really like the texture also that this creates, or I should say the wrinkles that this creates. And a little nervous pulling this off, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of scared it's gonna tear, but even if it does, not the end of the world. I'm just using that big sheet of tissue paper to get all my excess off, and voila, look how pretty that one is. So I'm just like, okay, that's a little bit flimsy, stays kind of wet, but let's go ahead and just do some more. Now, as I progress through this video, I am going to clip some of this out because I do a lot of pulls with this. I had so much fun. But before I start to edit this down, I want to take this opportunity to invite you to be part of our gel press community. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet and you enjoy learning new techniques and maybe seeing some older techniques, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that bell to be reminded when, or I should say notified, when a video comes out so you don't miss anything. We have some wonderful creative artists on our team over here. Everything from some basic things that everybody needs to know, because let's be real, we all had to start somewhere, right? And then we also have some expert people who I would consider just amazing artists, and they share their tips and techniques as well. For this particular video, I'm actually going to walk you through not only how I pulled these napkins, but also what I ended up doing with them at the end. To me, there's so much more to just making a beautiful pull. I really want to be able to use my pulls and not just leave them on a pile on my desk. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So make sure that you stick around till the end and see what I do. I'm even going to show you what to do with this, because I'm telling you what, these little napkins that I got from my school, these might be my very favorite substrate ever for a gel press plate because of what I can do with it at the end. So right about this time, I'm wondering, man, I've got a lot of green. What am I going to do with this? And then suddenly the idea of trees popped in my head. And I knew at that moment that I had to make some trees out of these pulls. However, instead of cutting them, I wanted to tear them. This is what I love about the substrate, is it's so nice and thin that I can tear them, and that paint adds a little bit of stability to it so it doesn't all fall apart on me. First, I make some trunks, and I just hand tear those out into strips with the brown portion of my paper. I lay it out in my Dylusions journal album or art journal that I've already done a background to. I think I've had this background done probably for 2 or 3 years. Now, what's interesting about this background is it does move with water. So I'm going to show you how you can put this down, but it does pick up a little bit of the blue, which I don't really mind. This ends up so awesome, you guys. You're not even going to believe it. So I am using this gel. It's by Dina Wakely, and it is awesome. I just put a little bit down on the page, and then I cover it in it as well. And I just push it in, and it literally almost becomes like the page. And I do this to adhere everything to this page. When it dries clear. But look how great those tree trunks and, the base of my trees look. They're so, so great. So I just took another one of the prints and I tore it into kind of a long circle. I did not love what that one looked like. I was like, oh, you know what? That looks a little bit too long and narrow. But you know what? No worries. All I have to do is just tear off some more paper and continue to layer it on. So what I love about these hand towels you use to dry your hands in the public restroom is that they're beautiful collage. They make wonderful collages. Like I said, that paint just really helps hold it up nicely. And it just lays beautiful. I mean, it really works great. And who would have thought to take napkins from your public place and gel press them and turn them into cool art? So much fun. So I just kept layering and layering and finally got the look that I liked. And then I continued on and did that and created this. Isn't that fantastic? But I'm not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and use some paint over pens. Unfortunately, these are no longer available, which is a shame. So I'm going to link through some other pens that would work for this. You want something that can write on top of your collage and your glue and anything that might be a little bit slick. But I'm just outlining my trees and my trunks just to give it some really great definition. I'm trying to do different colors along the way too, just to make it really interesting. But again, all of those trees, I literally just hand tore. It was so simple. And since in nature, trees are not ever the same. There's no hard lines on a tree. I prefer working with things of nature because it's not as hard as doing, say, a bridge or a building where you have to have perfectly straight lines. The more crooked that it is, the more imperfect, the more imperfections there are, it's almost like the better in nature. So if you want an art journal, but you're a little bit leery because you can't draw, why don't you try making trees or leaves or flowers? They are always gorgeous. They're one of a kind, and they're pretty hard to screw up. I mean, clearly, I made trees out of napkins, you guys, out of napkins. Once I was done, I went through and outlined everything in a black pen just to pull it all together. It's a super subtle way to do that without making it super noticeable. I'm going to show you my final journal art page. I certainly hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out my channel too. I'm Bets Golden. Everything is linked down below. And make sure you follow us on Instagram and check out our blog as well. Until next time, happy crafting.